Hey friends, it's Melissa from White Castle with Books, and this is my February 2018 TBR. So I'm trying to keep my goals for how much I'm going to read relatively reasonable so I don't beat myself up when I don't reach them, because I still have a lot of other things on my plate. I'm in a writing group, and doing this YouTube channel does take time, as well as watching my kids and taking care of a castle. So for this month, my goal is 6 books, which I would actually be surprised if I reached that goal, but here are the books on my TBR. First, I have The Hired Girl by Laura Amy Schultz, I think is how you say that, and I've actually already read this book. I really enjoyed it. I know there's some controversy on it, and I'm not going to talk a lot about it, but it was a story about a young 14-year-old girl named Joan who is living on the farm with her father and her brothers. Her mother has passed away, and she is not happy there, and it's not a good situation, so she eventually gets away and out of that situation and ends up working for a family of Jews, and she's Catholic. So there's a lot of conflict there, in not necessarily a negative way, but it is a really cool teaching tool. I didn't really know a lot about either the Catholic or the Jewish cultures, and it was beautiful to read about. I love learning about those things, so it was a very enjoyable read. Next, right now I'm actually in the middle of listening to this audiobook, which is The Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do in Life and Business, and I absolutely love this book. It's a brilliant self-help book. It could be applied to anybody, any situation in life. It's just very, very useful information. There's a lot of research, there are a lot of studies, there are a lot of stories in it, and I think I'm probably about halfway through, I'm not sure, but I'm just, for a self-help book, I'm actually really loving just listening to it for hours and hours. Usually with a self-help book, I end up just taking it little bits at a time, but what I will probably do is listen to this really quickly and then go back in and read it and mark it. So I am loving this book. Next, I read Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. I actually listened to this book, and I just finished it at the beginning of this month, so when I do my wrap-up, it will be in that, but I don't have the physical copy. That's actually a book I tried to get at Barnes & Noble, and because I'm really picky about having hardcover, I'm probably going to have to order that one in. So I did read Warbreaker, and I really enjoyed that one. Next on my TBR is Story by Robert McKee, and I think this is about script writing more than book writing, but I feel like I've been told that the principles will really help me as a novelist. So I'm really excited to read this book. It's pretty thick, and I think it will probably be the next self-help book, or whatever you want to call it, that I pick up. So it may be the downfall for me getting any other books read this month, because I do want to read this one. And I'm excited about it, but I don't really know anything about it, so I'll let you know in my wrap-up how this one went. The next book on my TBR is Oathbringer by Brandon Sanderson, and I do not know if this will happen this month. It just kind of depends on if we can finally get all the way settled down back in our little castle, and if I can get the kids into a routine. Right now we're still struggling with sleep. They wake up in the night, and anyway, that's a side note. But we'll see if I can get to this book. I really need to, because I've read the first 2 in this series. This is the Stormlight Archive, and I do love these books. I thoroughly enjoy the overall, the storyline, and just how huge the world is and how all-encompassing it is. It's incredible, so hopefully I will get to this one. The last book on my TBR for this month is actually A Face in the Shadows by Susan Evans McLeod. And this is an older book. I'm not exactly sure when it was published. I've already started reading it, but it is a quick read. It's basically just like a candy read. It's just about a French girl who gets an opportunity to come and go to school in America. And it's actually, she starts out in France, and then she comes to America quickly in the beginning of the book, and she is going to a university in Utah, and it's just fun to read about places near where you live. So I'm excited to finish this book, and it shouldn't take too long, maybe a couple of days or just a couple of sittings if I can find the time. That's it for my TBR for February of 2018. Thanks for watching this video. Let me know if you guys have read any of these books, or if you have any of these books on your TBR. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.